GameRanks here to bring you the top 10 action-adventure games of 2016. These are the ones that have either been released or are releasing this year, and they're probably worth talking about. So let's get started off with number 10. The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine is CD Projekt Red's big expansion on The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt, and it is absolutely insane. For something like less than half the price of the main game, you get a big new entire region of Toussaint that has a completely different color palette, vibe, style, and city, and you follow Geralt onto his new quest in this new land hunting a new type of monster, and I don't want to spoil things, but it gets pretty spooky. While it's more Witcher stuff, it's definitely some RPG adventuring, and it is definitely worth your time. And at number 9, we have The Last Guardian. This PlayStation game that was seemingly lost in development hell forever is finally actually releasing. Developed by the makers of Eco and Shadow of the Colossus, this time around you control a little boy who goes on an adventure with a weird bird dog monster thing. The thing with this game though is that you're not just managing an AI creature, this thing actually has its own wants, needs, and desires, and you just kind of have to control it. It's not as easy as it looks, but when you do get the hang of controlling this monster, you're going to be adventuring, solving puzzles, and basically taking on the world together. This game looks like it has a lot of charm, and people have been anticipating it for a very long time for good reason. Look at it. And at number 8, we have Mafia 3. Oh my god, Mafia 3. Look at this game. While some fans might be upset to see that it does actually really divulge from its original Italian Mafia roots, this time around it's the 60s, you play as Vietnam War vet Lincoln Clay, he's black, he's in the 60s, it's a very specific time period if you were black, and if you were a Vietnam veteran, and basically just if you were anybody in the 60s. So it looks like a very interesting game from a story perspective, but also from a gameplay perspective, because it seems like this time around they're just going hog wild. The Mafia games have always been grounded much more in reality, but this time around, the action looks like it's really amped up. Lincoln Clay just looks like a really cool character, and I can't wait to kill people. And at number 7, we have the 2016 Hitman game, titled simply Hitman. This Hitman game was subject to a lot of controversy because of its release model and how it was being doled out episodically, but I gotta say, once you get past all that, this is a damn good Hitman game. It kind of goes back to basics, but at the same time really develops things and fleshes things out even more than ever, and it just feels like the biggest Hitman game yet. While the episodic thing kind of fragments the story, and I think it suffers in that sense, playing this thing is a ton of fun, and there's a lot of replay value with playing missions over and over again, elusive contracts, and all different kinds of stuff like that. Whether you've played every Hitman game or you're just interested in this one for the first time, it's worth trying. And at number 6, we have Ratchet & Clank. This PlayStation 4 reimagining of the original game received high marks by a lot of reviewers, including us at GameRanks. And you know what? Because it's just damn good. It's a return to old school video gaming fun. It's just a joy to play. Ratchet & Clank feels like a lot of things. It's part shooter and part platformer, and it also has enough variety with spaceships and mag boots and grappling hooks to really just make the entire adventure feel fresh. The characters are likable, the game's absolutely gorgeous, it looks like a Pixar cartoon, and we pretty much guarantee, well, we don't guarantee for legal reasons, but I guarantee that you're gonna have a good time with this one. And at number 5, we have Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. Once again, we get to play as Adam Jensen, who of course didn't ask for this, 2 years after the Human Revolution game. This time around, there's a mechanical Partheid, and people who have bionic augments are even more divided from the regular human populace. It looks like a bunch of really serious shit's gonna go down, and it's gonna be cool. Because if anything screams action-adventure to me, it's trench coats, robots, and sunglasses. I am totally signed up for this. And at number 4, we have Recore. Revealed at the last E3, this Xbox Windows exclusive game is an action-adventure game actually being developed by Concept. The producer is actually Keiji Inafune. For those of you that don't know, he is basically the creator of Mega Man. It's very interesting that this is going to be a Windows and Xbox exclusive game, and we don't really know too much about the game yet, but because of the creator, it does have a lot of buzz. We just got a basic cinematic trailer with a character who seems interesting enough, and it looks like she has the ability to take different kind of essences from robots and move it around, and it seems like there's going to be a lot of interesting new gameplay elements in place here. You know, we really don't know for sure, but judging by the teaser trailer, we at GameRanks and a lot of people out there are hoping that this one's actually going to be pretty freaking cool. But time will tell. And at number 3, we have Dishonored 2, in a sequel to the awesome game developed by Arcane Studios. This is such a unique and somewhat old school feeling game that I'm very surprised that we got a sequel, but also not at all because so many people loved it. This time around, you get to choose who to play as, either the new female lead Emily Caldwin or good old Corvo. Everybody loves Corvo. There's a bunch of new abilities like Far Reach, it's kind of like an advanced version of Blink, Shadow Walk, which lets you kind of turn into a misty cloud, and besides those abilities, just a bunch of enhancements to the Dishonored formula. They're amping up the story even more with a a bunch of famous actors as the voices, including Vincent D'Onofrio, Sam Rockwell, and Pedro Pascal. This time around, we actually get to get a look at a new place called Karnaca, which is considered the jewel of the South in the universe. If you haven't been paying attention to Dishonored 2, you probably should now. And at number 2, we have Crackdown 3. I don't know if you guys played the original Crackdown game, but it is one of the best games on Xbox 360. Oh my god, this could be awesome. Basically open world crime fighting action where you're basically a superhero cop. You can leap buildings in a single bound, you can throw cars, you can shoot from a mile away, you can do a bunch of cool stuff, and Crackdown 3 is really amping up the destructibility here. If you've been looking for an action-based third-person shooter, Crackdown 3 might be it. And at number 1, of all the 2016 games, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End comes to mind as the best action-adventure game. I mean, you can't really think of action and adventure without Uncharted. Thankfully, Uncharted 4 really lives up to the tale. This time around, Nathan Drake goes out for one last adventure, teaming up with his brother Sam. And what you get here is a very long and fulfilling action-adventure game. Some people say it's a little bit too long, but honestly, the more running, climbing, jumping, and falling I spend with Nathan Drake, the better. You'll get stuck in some hairy shootouts, discover some really cool pirate caves, and gaze upon vast vistas that are absolutely beautiful. This game is adventure distilled down to its core, and that's why it earned the number 1 spot on our list. Guys, those are the action-adventure games worth caring about in 2016, but we also got some bonus games including Yakuza 6, Nioh, and Rise of the Tomb Raider releasing for PS4 and PC. Be sure to let us know in the comments what action-adventure games you're playing. It's kind of a broad category, so we want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, maybe learned about a new game, clicking the like button really helps us out, and we appreciate it so much. Subscribing is an even better idea though if you're new, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.